Have you ever wondered what the most overrated tourist attractions in the world are? Now, before you gasp in disbelief, let's ponder over this for a moment. Picture this. You've traveled thousands of miles to visit a famous landmark, only to find it overcrowded, overpriced, or simply underwhelming. Quite a bummer, isn't it? Well, you're not alone in feeling this way. Many renowned tourist spots often don't live up to the hype. Stick around and we'll reveal the 9 most overrated tourist attractions in the world. Starting off our list at number 9 is none other than the Mona Lisa in France. Nestled within the illustrious halls of the Louvre, this painting by Leonardo da Vinci has captured imaginations for centuries. Its enigmatic smile and the mystery surrounding her identity have contributed to its worldwide fame. However, the reality of seeing the Mona Lisa might not match your grand expectations. The viewing experience often involves jostling through a sea of tourists, all vying for a glimpse or a quick snapshot. You might be surprised to find that this legendary portrait is actually quite small, measuring just 30 inches tall and 20 inches wide. The painting is also protected by a bulletproof glass, further distancing viewers. Despite its historical significance and artistic mastery, the experience of viewing the Mona Lisa can leave some feeling underwhelmed. So the Mona Lisa, a masterpiece, yes, but perhaps not worth the elbowing through crowds. Coming in at number 8 is the Blarney Stone in Ireland. Perched high above the ground in Blarney Castle, the stone is said to bestow the gift of eloquence to all who dare to lean over the parapet and plant a smooch on its surface. Every year, countless visitors line up for hours, all for the chance to pucker up and kiss this legendary limestone. The tradition is an interesting one, rooted deep in Irish folklore. But let's be frank, does kissing the stone truly make you more articulate, more persuasive? Probably not. There's no magical charm at play here. It's just a stone, after all. Moreover, the long queues can be quite off-putting. You might find yourself waiting for more time than you'd like, only to be rushed through the process when it's finally your turn. The Blarney Stone, a unique experience indeed, but maybe not as magical as it's made out to be. Nabbing the 7th spot is the Leaning Tower of Pisa in Italy. A freestanding bell tower known around the globe for its unintended tilt. This architectural anomaly dates back to the 12th century. Despite centuries of attempts to rectify its slant, the tower continues to lean, much to the delight of tourists worldwide. Yet, it's hard to ignore the sea of visitors all striking the same, somewhat cliché pose, pretending to hold up the tower. The spectacle of the crowd can be just as intriguing as the tower itself. Beyond the iconic Leaning Tower, Pisa offers little else to entertain the discerning town's attractions are sparse and often overlooked in the rush to visit the tower. Pisa may be a bucket list item for many, but it's worth noting that the city's charm extends beyond its leaning marvel. The Leaning Tower of Pisa, a fun photo op, but perhaps a one-trick pony. At number 6, we have the Little Mermaid in Denmark. This bronze beauty, inspired by Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tale, is quite a sight to behold. Yet the statue's size often leaves visitors a tad underwhelmed. Standing at just over 4 feet tall, she seems more like a little mermaid indeed. The statue's location is another point of contention. It's perched on a rock by the waterside at the Langelinie Promenade, which is a significant distance from the city center. A long walk or a ride is required to reach this attraction, and visitors often feel the journey doesn't quite pay off. Moreover, this petite mermaid is a magnet for large crowds. Tourists flock to get a glimpse and a photo with her, making it a congested area, especially during peak times. So while it's a charming statue with an enchanting backstory, it may not be worth the trek. The Little Mermaid, a charming statue, but maybe not worth the trek. Cracking the top 5 is Times Square in the USA. Known as the crossroads of the world, this neon-lit wonder is a hub of activity day and night. But let's talk about the crowds. A sea of humanity swarming in all directions can make the simple act of walking a challenge. Then there's the noise. The cacophony of honking horns, street performers, and the non-stop chatter of thousands of people can be overwhelming. Now, let's delve into the pricey food scene. A quick bite to eat can cost you an arm and a leg, and the quality? Well, let's just say it leaves a lot to be desired. And how can we forget the bombardment of advertisements? They're everywhere you look, flashing, flickering, vying for your attention. Times Square, a sensory overload, but perhaps not the heart of New York City. A spectacle to behold, but maybe not the cultural snapshot you're looking for. Coming in fourth place are the pyramids of Giza in Egypt. These ancient wonders, a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance, are a sight to behold. But let's delve a little deeper. The reality of visiting is often not as picturesque as one might imagine. The relentless Egyptian sun beats down, turning the Giza plateau into a furnace. The heat can be overwhelming, especially in the peak tourist season. Next, the crowds. Hordes of people from all around the world descend on this site daily, which can make for a less than peaceful experience. Then there's the vendors. They swarm around the pyramids, relentlessly hawking their wares, making it hard to fully absorb the majesty of these ancient structures. Lastly, the city pollution. Cairo's ever-present smog often shrouds the pyramids, detracting from their grandeur. The pyramids of Giza, awe-inspiring, but perhaps not the tranquil desert experience you'd imagine. Securing the third spot is Stonehenge in England. Nestled in the Salisbury Plain's heart, this prehistoric monument is a good 2-hour drive from London. It's not exactly a hop, skip, and a jump away. Once you arrive, you're met with an entrance fee that might make you do a double take. We're talking about £20 per adult, and that's if you book in advance. Now, you might think that hefty price tag gets you up close and personal with these ancient stones, right? Well, think again. To preserve the site, tourists are kept at a distance. So you'll be seeing the stones from afar, rather than walking among them like our ancestors did. It's a stark reminder that while we can appreciate and study history, we can't always interact with it in the ways we'd like. Stonehenge, a historical marvel, but maybe not as accessible as you'd hope. Almost at the top in second place is the Hollywood Walk of Fame in the USA. Spanning over 1.5 miles, this iconic stretch of sidewalk is plastered with more than 2,000 five-pointed terrazzo and brass stars. These stars bear the names of significant contributors to the entertainment industry, drawing in millions of tourists each year. Yet despite its star-studded allure, the Walk of Fame can often be a letdown. The sidewalks are frequently crowded, swarming with tourists, street performers, and those hoping to make it big in Hollywood. The stars themselves, while holding historic significance, are essentially just names engraved on the ground, often passed by unnoticed in the hustle and bustle. Moreover, the general area lacks the glamour one might expect from Hollywood. With souvenir shops aplenty and fast food joints around every corner, the experience can feel commercialized and far from the glitz and glam of the silver screen. The Hollywood Walk of Fame, star-studded, but perhaps not as glamorous as it sounds. And now, for the most overrated tourist attraction in the world, the Great Wall of China. Stretching over 13,000 miles, this ancient fortification has undergone extensive restoration to preserve its historical significance. Yet these efforts have led to a somewhat Disney-fied version of the original architectural marvel. In some parts, the authentic crumbled stones have been replaced with shiny new ones, creating a stark contrast that feels a bit like a grand outdoor museum. And then there are the crowds. Imagine thousands of tourists, all jostling for that perfect selfie, transforming this symbol of solitude into a bustling marketplace. The most popular sections, such as Badaling and Mutianyu, are often so congested that it's hard to appreciate the wall's majesty or contemplate its rich history. Adding to the congestion are the vendors. They swarm around the most populated sections, selling everything from tacky souvenirs to overpriced snacks. The constant haggling and the persistent sales pitches can detract from the tranquility you might be seeking. And let's not forget the physical demands of the hike. The Great Wall was built on the rugged terrain of China's northern frontier. Its steep steps and uneven surfaces can be challenging, even for the fittest among us. The Great Wall of China, an impressive feat of engineering, but perhaps not the serene historical journey you'd expect.